Hello everybody, this is Steven from Brain8 again. I'm here to finish this book for you, Handling Your Ups and Downs. It's got 53 more pages. I think I'm just going to power through it. And in future videos of book reading, short books for kids, I'm going to try to just power through them. Even if it takes an hour to read, I will do my best to do it clearly and at a good pace. All right, handling your ups and downs. Humiliation is feeling embarrassed or put down. Humiliation is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. See, look, they're laughing at him and saying, haha, look at that baby sucking his thumb. But sometimes humiliation makes a person do what needs to be done. Maybe it's time to stop sucking my thumb and carrying my blanket around. They look like they're in an argument. Putting down, getting back at, or hurting the people who have humiliated you is not a good way to handle humiliation. She is saying, you're so fat you can't even walk through doorways. He doesn't look fat to me, but he says, that's better than being a skinny mini like you. Besides, you're a little twerp. Ignoring the put-downs and walking away are the best ways to handle being humiliated. Here's some quizzes you can talk about with your friends and parents. Have you ever been humiliated? List some times when you were humiliated. When was the last time you were humiliated? What did you do? How did you handle this situation? Remember, when you have been embarrassed or put down in front of other people, it is normal to feel humiliation. But when you are humiliated, try not to put anyone else down. Get back at the people who humiliated you. That'll just make things worse. Or hurt the people who have humiliated you. It is best to ignore the put-downs and walk away. Also, when you have been humiliated, it is understandable for you to not want to see or be around the people who were there when you were humiliated, or not want to remember or think about humiliating moments. But you can also work through it by talking with your parents and a trusted adult so that it doesn't make you sad anymore. Frustration is feeling uptight and discouraged. Frustration is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. She looks frustrated tying her shoes. But sometimes frustration makes a person do what needs to be done. She's asking someone, would someone please show me how to tie my shoes? Breaking or not taking care of things is not a good way to handle your frustration. He's throwing a toy down and saying, this crazy toy never works, I hate it. But the answer is slowing down, trying again at another time, or getting someone else to help is a good way to handle frustration. He asks his father, this toy frustrates me, Dad. Can you help me with it? Here's some things to think about. Have you ever been frustrated? List some things that frustrate you. When was the last time you got frustrated? What did you do? How did you handle your frustration? Remember, being frustrated at times is normal. But when you are frustrated, try not to break things or mistreat things. It is best if you slow down, try it another time, and get someone to help you. Also, it is okay to cry, scream, yell, jump up and down, or hit or kick things that cannot be damaged, like pillows, punching bags, or beds, as long as you do not bother anyone else while you are doing it. This might mean that you need to go outside or another room and close the door when you are frustrated. All right, this is a good mental health issue. Anxiety is feeling worried, nervous, and upset. Anxiety is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. It looks like she is nervous about checking in at the doctor's office, and that's the nurse. But sometimes anxiety makes a person do what needs to be done. She says to the nurse, before you do anything, can you tell me exactly what you're going to do, and will it hurt? The nurse is smiling. The nurse says, are you nervous about having your tonsils out? The girl says, who, me? Nervous? Shucks, no, I never get nervous about anything. Pretending you are not worried or hiding the fact that you are anxious is not a good way to handle your anxiety. Admitting that you are nervous and talking about whatever is worrying you are good things to do when you're anxious. Yes, I'm nervous. Do you know what they are going to do to me? Can you tell me exactly what is going to happen? The nurse says, of course I can. Here's some things to think about. Have you ever felt anxious? List the times you were anxious. When was the last time you were anxious? What did you do? How did you handle your anxiety? Those two words are related, anxiety and anxious. Remember, when you are unsure of what's going to happen, it is normal to feel anxious. But when you do feel anxious, try not to pretend that you are not anxious or hide your true feelings. It is best if you admit that you are anxious and find out and talk about whatever is worrying you. Also, it is understandable for you to worry about things that you do not know about or worry that something is going to happen that may hurt. But the main thing is, whatever will happen, and the less anxious you can be, the better you can be. Time to go to sleep. Fear is feeling frightened or scared. Fear is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. Looks like the person is scared, thinks there's a ghost or a monster, but sometimes makes a person do what needs to be done. Acting as though you're not frightened of anything because you want people to think you are big and brave is not a good way to handle your fear. He's saying, you're all a bunch of chickens. I'm not afraid of anything. Looks like he got hurt. It is important to pay attention to your fears because they might be warning you that you are in danger. Admitting that you are afraid and being cautious are the best ways to handle your fears. Other things to do are tell someone else about your fears and ask them questions to find out about them. Sometimes you will find that you do not need to be afraid of the thing that is scaring you. Some things to think about. Have you ever been afraid? List the things that scare you the most. When was the last time you were afraid? What did you do? How did you handle your fear? Remember, being afraid of things that may harm you is normal. But when you are afraid, try not to act as though you aren't afraid because you will want people to think that you are big and brave. It is best if you pay attention to your fears. Realize that fear is often a warning that you may be in danger. Admit that you are afraid. Be cautious. Tell someone else about your fear and ask questions and find out about the things that scare you. Also, it is understandable for you to want to be with someone when you are afraid. It is also understandable for you to be afraid of things that you don't understand or be afraid of things that you think might hurt you or want to get away and hide from the things that scare you. Now we're going to talk about disappointment. He looks disappointed. Disappointment is feeling let down. Disappointment is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. This is what he's thinking with the newspapers there and his dog. That Mark has really disappointed me this time. He said he would help me with my paper route so I wouldn't miss the baseball game. But sometimes disappointment makes a person do what needs to be done. If I try really hard, I know I can finish this job by myself in time for the baseball game. Saying mean things or getting back at a person who disappointed you is not a good way to handle disappointment. He or she is saying, you dirty rat, you promised you would help me with my paper route and you didn't. I'll never do anything for you again. Telling someone that you are disappointed, telling him or her why you are and finding out the reasons for being let down are good things to do when you're disappointed. I'm reading this out aloud to children. I was really disappointed when you didn't come to help me with my paper route. Why didn't you come? I'm sorry, I forgot, Tom. These are books from the 70s. I'm reading to the internet. Have you ever been disappointed? List of times you were disappointed. When was the last time you were disappointed? What did you do? How did you handle your disappointment? When someone has let you down, it is normal for you to feel disappointed. When you are disappointed, try not to say mean things to the person or get back at the person. It is best if you can tell someone that you are disappointed and explain why you are disappointed and find out why you are let down. Also, it is understandable for you to cry, want to be alone, be angry at the person who disappointed you, wonder whether or not the person will let you down again, or be afraid to trust the person until you are shown that he or she will not disappoint you again. Defeat. I'll just say that everything is not win or lose. Defeat is the feeling of losing, failing, or being beaten. Defeat is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. She looks sad because on her spelling test she got some words wrong. But sometimes defeat makes a person do what needs to be done. I missed 7 words last time, but I'm going to get them all right this time. And look, she's studying at home. Believing that you are a loser and that you will never win, giving up, or not trying is not a good way to handle defeat. This boy says, "This is the 3rd game in a row we lost." Yeah, we're just losers. You're right. But remembering that everyone loses once in a while and remembering that no one always wins are good ways to handle defeat. Other good things to do are work harder, practice more, keep trying, and don't give up. He says, "Don't give up. Last year I was on a team that lost 3 games in a row and still made the playoffs." And they look surprised about that. I was on a Little League baseball team that won a lot of games. It was fun. But I only got 1 hit, so I failed a lot, but we won together. Some things to think about. Have you ever felt defeated? List the times you felt defeated. When was the last time you felt defeated? What did you do? How did you handle defeat? Remember, when you lose or fail, it is normal for you to feel defeated. But when you feel defeated, try not to believe that you are a loser, believe that you will never win, give up, or stop trying. It is best for you to remember that everyone loses once in a while. Remember that no one wins all the time. Work harder, practice more, keep trying, and do not give up. It is understandable for you to not want to lose or fail, feel embarrassed about losing, not want others to know about your losses or failures, get discouraged, or want to give up. Just keep trying. All right, look at these things that we've read about in this book. Anger, guilt, jealousy, grief, loneliness, rejection, humiliation, frustration, anxiety, fear, disappointment, and defeat. Those are all feelings that make people feel uncomfortable. But they are feelings that make people feel bad. List some other feelings that make people feel uncomfortable. Remember that although uncomfortable feelings make people feel bad, they can be good. Uncomfortable feelings can be good because they can make a person do the things that need to be done. They can also make a person want to grow and change for the better, and they can help a person appreciate his or her comfortable feelings. The key to living a happy life is to appreciate and enjoy your comfortable feelings and learn how to handle your uncomfortable feelings. Last short chapter, handling your downs. When you are feeling down, don't stay there. Do something. They look sad. And pointing at that person, and they look sad. He's thinking, what emotion am I feeling? Begin by asking yourself, once you answer this question, you will have found out what you are feeling. That is the first step to handling your downs. And he decided he felt lonely. After you have found out what you are feeling, ask yourself a second question. Why do I feel lonely? And look, he comes into color when he answers the question. Once you answer this question, you will have learned what is causing you to feel the way you do. I'm lonely because there's no one around to play with, he says. After you have learned what is causing you to feel that way you do, ask yourself a third question. What should I do about feeling lonely, he thinks. Once you answer this question, you'll have decided what you should do about your feelings. He says aloud, I'll call Jennifer and ask her if she wants to play. After you have decided what you should do about your feelings, you need to do it. He's calling on the telephone. Jennifer, this is John. Can you come over and play? When your feelings are down, don't stop there. Do something about it. Looks like they're playing on the pogo stick, and she hands John the pogo stick and says, now it's your turn, John. They're playing. So that you will not forget the 4 steps to handling your downs, here they are once again. Find out what you're feeling. Ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling? 2. Learn what is causing your feeling. Ask yourself, what do I feel? Why do I feel the way I do? 3. Decide what you should do. Ask yourself, what should I do about the way I feel? Number 4. Do what you decided you should do. Conclusion. Comfortable feelings can help you have fun and enjoy life. Uncomfortable feelings can make you want to do the things that need to be done, make you want to grow and change for the better, and help you appreciate your comfortable feelings. It is normal and healthy to feel both comfortable and uncomfortable things. That's why every person, no matter who he or she is, has ups and downs. Yay! That's the book. Handling Your Ups and Downs by Joy Wilt. This is Brain Aid's copy because my mom gave me this when I was a kid. But just to let you know, you can look here on the first page of the book. It was copywritten in 1979 when I was 5 years old. And it talks about the author and the artist. See, a different person drew the drawings and wrote the words. There's 2 more books in this series that I'd like to read to you, boys and girls. Until then, have a great day and enjoy your ups and downs.